So the topic is OSI layer. What is OSI? Open System Interconnect. Open System Reference Model. OSI layer is a reference model. It is a reference model. Actually, this OSI layer is developed in a IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. It is standardized by ISO, International Organization for Standardization. It is given a standardization for this model. It is developed by IEEE. This is IEEE given a standards. 802 is a Ethernet standards. 802.3, 802.11. It's for Wi-Fi. This OSI model is a reference model. It means we don't use this model while communicating in the network. It is used to understand or to create or troubleshoot the network. Okay, you got a network related issues. To understand what is an issue, how to troubleshoot an issue, to troubleshoot network related issues, we use OSI model. I want to form a network, I want to create a new network, I want to understand how network functionality, to understand network functionality and to create a network. Use new word now, it is. Use it to understand network functionality, troubleshoot network related issues. Network issues are network related issues. Use OSI model. That's it. So this OSI model having 7 layers. So each layer is very important layers are there, of course. These are the OSI model 7 layers. As before, someone asked me a question, how to remember the names, numbers, all kind of stuff. Guys, it need a practice. Only thing is very important is practice. Okay, repeated studying and to remember. So first of all, understand concept. Of course, very important is understanding the concept of each and every layer, each and every protocol, each and every number, how it is came. Second one is you have to keep practicing. Why we cannot able to remember? There is several reasons are there, but important is how to remember. Only thing is you have to practice. Networking is a beautiful subject. Without a networking, there is nothing like, people like cloud computing, ethical hacking, cyber security. We don't have any network. So all these things are nothing in. All these things are nothing. No network, all are nothing. Okay. So the networking concepts are very important, guys. I'm not talking any other things. Very important is understand networking concepts. Networking concepts are very useful while you are doing any kind of work. Anything related to the computers related. So this is important. Not only network means internet, that's only, and you leave it. That is wrong. Okay. Yeah. Again, what are these 7 layers? Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer. Okay. So these first 3 layers, we call it as the upper layers. Okay. The last 3 layers, we call it as the bottom layers. Our first 3 layers also called as top layers, upper layers, and first 3 are software layers. bottom three layers is called hardware layers. Okay, and the middle one, that is a transport, it is telling end-to-end connectivity out of voice layer. Okay, guys, some people will confuse, sir, my trainer, my textbook, my material from internet I studied, it is from physical layer to application layer, but you are given application to physical layer. Okay, so both are right, guys. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer, or physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. So which way is correct? Both are correct. The 7 to 1 or 1 to 7, both are correct. While you are sending, so packet from application layer to physical layer, application layer to physical layer, and it travel outside. And while you are receiving physical layer, and it is top one is application layer, it will travel like that. While sending application to physical layer, while receiving physical layer to application. So that's the point I am trying to say, guys. Physical layer example is hub, data link layer example is switch, network layer example is router. So that's a router is a layer 3 device, switch is a layer 2 device, hub is a layer 1 device. Okay, so this is the open system interconnect OSI model having 7 layers: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and a physical layer. Each layer, studying of each layer is a completion of OSI model. Okay, but before going to that, which is also a part of okay. Before going to discuss one by one layer, and as a part of this application layer part, I'm going to discuss about a protocols and their port numbers. Just I want to make it little bigger, this one. So 15, 16. Okay, so look is good now. So if you at least know the names also, it is very good score. Okay, guys, protocols and port numbers are very important in a network communication. What is these protocols? Protocols will tell what is the type of communication it is. It is a web related communication. I open a web page. So can you see I'm opening w3schools.com. If you see here, it is a protocol called a HTTPS protocol. So that is my request to this web server. I want a web page. I want a web page. You are asking for a web request. So use HTTP or HTTPS. FTP request. I want to download or upload a file. But request we are using FTP request. I want to send a mail. SMTP request. Mail sending request. I want to receive a mail. The request is POP3 or IMAP version 4. Okay, protocols use it to retrieve a mail. You know, this is a date and time. I am configured with the date and time from my time server. That is time server request is NTP. Okay. So we are using different type of protocols for a different type of request. So the client and the servers, okay, to understand what is the request from clients to the servers. To the servers, and also you can say it defines what type of communication. So protocols defines what type of communication it is. It's a web related communication. Is it a mail related communication? Is it a remote access related communication? It is a time synchronization or authentication related communications. So it defines what type of communication it is. Server understand or a client understand based on what protocol it is using. Okay. Server and client understand what type of communication it is based on the protocols. Okay. Why today everyone is silent? For example, this is my client PC and this is my server PC. The client send a request to the server. For example, we'll go to this. This is my web server. This is my client PC. Okay, client 1. It send a request. It is asking a web server, I want a web page using a HTTP request. Okay, so server responds to the, it send a response. Okay, server give HTTP response. Okay, so this is the web server. Web server understand client request because it is a HTTP request. It understand what is the client request and give reply to the client. This is a HTTP response. For example, client given a request. So that request is, for example, SMTP request. It is a send a SMTP. SMTP for a mail communication. SMTP is a mail communication. What server will do? Server, now what it will do? It will discard this request. Okay. So it discard, it drop the packet because the server is web server. It will respond to HTTP request. But you are giving SMTP request, server don't give any reply. So that is the protocols and port numbers. I hope you got little bit understanding. Okay, again guys, it is a very big list. Not very big list exactly. It is a smaller, but people think it is look like a bigger. That is enough. So look at here. Each protocol represent a certain service or service. Okay, certain service through the network. It can be web related or remote access related, mail communication related, or IP address related, name to IP address related, authentication related, monitoring related, time synchronization related, uploading a file related. It can be anything. Okay. Okay. It can be, guys, HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol, HTTPS, Hypertext Transmission Protocol. S means over SSL, or some people tell secure. Okay, so whatever it is, HTTP is a web-related data transmission. Okay, either sending and receiving a data through web services. Okay, the data you are sending and receiving through web services is not encrypted if you are using HTTP. You are using HTTP. If you are using HTTPS using SSL certification, the data is encrypted. Using SSL certification, data is encrypted. Okay. So example, WhatsApp. In WhatsApp, you are looking at data. You are send a message to your friend. Data you can able to see from your end at your friend side, at other mobile, in your friend's mobile, data can be viewable. But while data is transmitting, or message is transmitting from your mobile to the recipient, that the data is encrypted. Like the client send a data to the server, server is send data to the client. So server understand what is the data, client understand what is the data, but while it is transmitting through the network, data is encrypted using SSL or TLS. So that is the difference between HTTP, HTTPS. HTTP, HTTPS both are for web communication purpose only, web service related protocols. You are requesting for a web page. So how to request using HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol. HTTP data is not encrypted. HTTPS is a secure one as compared to HTTP. Data is encrypted format. While you're transmitting data and receiving data, data is encrypted if you are using HTTPS. Mainly HTTPS must use it for a banking, mail accounts, social media accounts, because that is also more compromising accounts it is. Okay, where you require a more security, there we should use HTTPS. Guys, understand difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Because that is the question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
FTP, File Transfer Protocol, port number 2021. What is this port number, guys? There is a 65,536, 35, 36 port numbers are there. Out of that one, 1023 protocol port numbers are reserved port numbers. Means it is reserved for a certain protocols. Okay, these port numbers are representation of certain protocols. Out of these 1023 protocols port numbers, I am only telling very few. So most regularly used protocols and port numbers I am telling. Okay, FTP, file transfer protocol, used to upload or download a files from file server. Okay, you can upload to a remote server and you can download a file from remote server using FTP. Of course, for security, SFTP, VSFTP, secure file transfer protocol, very secure file transfer protocols also use it for security. Guys, any protocol you are using, both the side, the similar service should be run. HTTP, HTTP, HTTPS, HTTPS. Means client is using HTTPS, means server is HTTPS type, then only it will work, otherwise it won't work. SSH is a remote access. So I have a remote Linux machine is there. By default, it is a SSH server. I want to access my Linux server using SSH protocol. I can access through CLI interface, command line interface. It is SSH, Telnet, both are command line interfaces. SSH and Telnet both are command line interfaces. Okay. If you are accessing like your remote system is SSH connectivity, the data connection, data transmission is encrypted because SSH secure shell. SSH secure shell. Okay, data is transmitting encrypted format. It use RSA algorithm to encrypt its data. Telnet is same as SSH. So using a command line interface, we can connect to a remote system, remote servers, remote system. You can configure, you can connect, you can configure, you can work with your remote machine, remote devices using Telnet, but data is not encrypted. RDP, remote desktop protocol. That is RDP, remote desktop protocol. So port number is 3389. Port number is 3389. Remote desktop protocol is used to access entire desktop environment. For example, remotely I have a Windows server. I want to do certain work on this server. Okay, what I will do using a RDP, I will connect to that server. RDP remote desktop 3389. SMTP, simple mail transmission protocol, used to send a mails to so you are sending a mail, you have a mail, you click on send, means you are sending a mail. So use SMTP protocol to send a mail. And your mails are stored in a mail server. You want to retrieve the mail. So you have to send a request. You are sending a request to your mail server. I want to receive my mails. That is a POP3, or I can use IMAP. Okay, port number 25, 110, 143. SMTP, POP3, IMAP, version 4. All these three protocols are belongs to mail communication. SMTP to send, POP3 is to receive, to retrieve a mail. We send a POP3 or a IMAP request. TFTP, Trivial File Transfer Protocol. It is a port number 6089. Use it to remote configuration or uploading or downloading configuration file, backing up the remote configurations. Also we use it. DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Port number 6768. What is a DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol? It assigns an IP address to the clients automatically. You are getting an IP address. So for example, your laptop, your mobile phones are getting an IP address from DHCP server only. Guys, again, lot of people, they may think they learn a lot of things about networking, but still they are thinking IP address is already configured in your mobile phone or laptop or desktop by companies only. No guys, MAC address is given by the adapter, the NIC or adapters manufacturer. But IP addresses, your PC is getting an IP address, your mobile is got an IP address from, there is a DHCP server. You may not seen a DHCP server physically, but if you are connected to a Wi-Fi router, your Wi-Fi router act like a DHCP server, you are getting an IP address from that router only. If you are using a 4G network, you are connected to a service provider, Geo service provider, Airtel service provider, right? 4G service provider you are connecting. Now you are receiving your open data connection, right? So you are getting an IP address from your service provider antenna only. Okay, so DHCP server you may not see physically in your environment, but there is a DHCP server. So either it can be your Wi-Fi router or you may be your 4G data service provider. DNS server maps name to IP address. Simply say guys, if you open a www.google.com, but you don't know IP address of www.google.com, your system send a request to DNS server. The DNS server will give you IP address of www.google.com. Okay, it gives IP address, or it will give IP address of a particular host in the domain. Actually, host in the domain or a host IP address, some host, some server IP address. You open a w3schools.com, but you don't know IP address. Who will give you IP address of w3schools.com? DNS server. Okay. NTP, Network Time Protocol. NTP, Network Time Protocol. So it depends upon your time, your
हेलो
time zone. So you will configure. Yeah, tell me.
अच्छा हाँ ये फोन आया था पता नहीं अभी टीचर से बात हो रहा था वैसे पता नहीं लग गया होगा
Banu asked one question: is IP address is logical or not physical? The IP address is a logical address. MAC address is a physical address. Okay. IP address is a logical address. So what is that means? Logical means depends upon our network. We use the network size or a network. So we use a different type of IP address. So NTP, Network Time Protocol. Okay, it will synchronize the time from network NTP server to the client, depends upon the client configured within time zone. So my time zone is India time zone 5 plus 5:30 5 time zone. So if I change my time zone, a different time zone, I'll get a different time. Okay, so it depends upon my time zone. I will get a different time, and it is synchronized by NTP server. Okay, I will show you that one. Adjust date and time. You can see this is my time server, time.windows.com. You can see from here, time.windows.com. Depends upon my time zone. My time will be synchronized from time.windows.com. Okay. Next, Kerberos and LDAP both are for authentication purpose. Like you give a username and password. Who will going to authenticate this username and password? What is authentication, guys? Verification of identity. Okay. So Kerberos and LDAP will authenticate users. SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, used to in monitoring, check system status kind of stuff. Port number is 61 and 62. So guys, these are about your protocols and port numbers. These are the 7 OSI models. Compulsory read it, guys. At least names, read it, and protocols, and search each and every protocol and what is their abbreviation, what is use of these protocols also. Please check it. Okay. So it is already 1:15. That's why it is difficult to continue. And from here it is simple. I will tell about this layers part. What it is we cannot complete. How many days we are taking this networking part? Yeah, I forget one more, guys. In this W3 schools only, you can see there is a cyber security part. Mine is not cyber. I'm not going to tell about anything about cyber security. It's the networking basics are there. So networking basics, protocols, networking, OSI model. Yeah, this is a some information. So we can extract from here. Simple part is there. It is should look like a very bigger. Now I make it as a little bigger. So each layer, application, presentation, something is information is there. So try once. Okay, this is first 3 layers are software layers, bottom 3 layers are hardware layers. This 7 layers. So each layer like a application layer, what is a presentation layer, what is session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. I didn't read it from here, but you can try. Also, these are the networking layers part. IP addresses, some information is there. Network transport, firewalls. No. The networking basics only. You will get other information like what is IP address. That information also you can find it from here. Mostly it is from cyber security side only, but why I'm getting this kind of stuff. The NAT, IPv4, IPv6, trace RT, DNS, DHCP, something it is given. This networking basics only it is there, but why I'm not getting that. Okay, I think I have, maybe it is removed, that one. It's a networking related part is removed. So once again try where it is the networking part is there. So nodes is there, so try that one. Okay, whatever it is, guys, that is enough for today. Tomorrow, anyway, I have to start with a cyber means voice layer by layer explanation and other things. Okay, tomorrow. But today, read all these things, remember things.